Alright, today we are doing an unboxing and first impression of the HORIZN Studios H5 Essential in the glossy dusky yellow colorway. The reason being for me doing an unboxing and first impressions is I'm not going to travel anytime soon, unfortunately. I would like to travel, but A, I don't have the money, and B, also I don't have the time to travel, unfortunately. I would like to travel. That is why I cannot review this rolling carry-on friendly luggage yet, and that is the reason why I will give you this unboxing and first impressions. And with all of my first impressions and unboxing, and keep in mind, with all of my first impressions, unboxings and quick looks, I intentionally do not inform myself about the product. Reason being is I want to give you the most honest first impressions from a perspective of, okay, is this product also intuitive enough? Sometimes, especially with tech products, you want to know, okay, is this easy to understand or do I have to study a manual first? And that is why I don't inform myself. And more importantly, I will nitpick as much as possible, because although some of those negatives, drawbacks, flaws that I will be potentially nitpicking at might not be something that concerns you, it still gives you the opportunity to kind of evaluate if you can live or work around those drawbacks, those flaws, or those negatives. So keep that in mind. I will be very nitpicking. Also, I usually don't like to concentrate on the positives that much, because from my perspective, you can just go to the website, look at the features in the product page, and then see, oh, okay, those are the features and therefore those are the positives as well. So for me, I will try to nitpick as much as possible. And yeah, let's unbox this and give you my very first impressions of this HORIZN's backpack. Oh, and because this is the first impressions, this part that is now coming, I will not edit it so that you can see all of my reactions as they are happening. So no edits from this point on. Alright, so let's unbox this. Cut this open. And cut this open here. Alright. Let's take this out. Okay, nice little dustbin. I think for these types of luggage, it's really cool to have a dustbin, because obviously you don't use them daily and they probably are kept away in the attic. So having something to kind of protect the bag while it is in storage is really good. So now unbox this, and this is quite shiny. I do like this colorway a lot, because I'm of the firm believer that when I am using a luggage, I personally like to have them in a very bright, noticeable color, so that it is much more easier for me to kind of see my bag on the luggage belt. But since this is carry-on, this also is good to kind of see, if you potentially have to check it in at the gate, that where your bag is, or if someone runs away with the bag, you basically see it much more easier than a very common black bag, let's say it that way. I'm not going to look at this too much. Yeah, as I said, H5 Essential Cabin Luggage. Oh, maybe this is interesting to you. Height 55 centimeters, width 40, and depth 20 centimeters, which comes down to 21.7 inches to 15.7 inches to 7.9 inches, with a volume of 36 liters and an empty weight of 2.9 kilograms. And I think the weight is something that nowadays, or basically always, is really important, because if this is a bag that you will take on board, meaning into the cabin, you kind of need to take weight into consideration. And 2.5 is already quite a lot that will shave off the items that you can put inside. So that is always something to keep in mind. If you want a rolling case, you kind of need to think about it will at least weigh 1.5 kilograms compared to a backpack, for example. So definitely keep that in mind. Every rolling case will be a little bit heavier. This is the glossy version. While I do like the color, I would have imagined it to be a much more brighter. This is somewhat of a pastel yellow tone. Probably not as easy to see in the video, but yeah, it's not as bright as I would have liked. I do like this logo application here from HORIZN Studios. Overall, the branding is quite subtle. There's also HORIZN Studios here on the top handle, which actually feels quite great. What I have to say, this is the glossy version. If I'm not completely mistaken, they have matte versions as well, not in this colorway. I'm not too fond of this glossy version with this color. It does look a little bit cheap. I think it's a combination of glossy together with this pastel yellow tone that for me personally could be perceived a little bit cheap. And it feels like, nein, ich warte. Ich habe hier geguckt. All right. So he thought someone is at the door, but anyways, he will come back. So I perceive this as a little bit cheap. I would say it is durable, it is good, like plastic, but this glossy outer feels, or I perceive it as a little bit cheapish looking, and I wonder if how this will look once it is scratched up and once this is a little bit scratched up and used. I don't know if this will look great after a couple of flights, to be honest. The side handle is also great. Before going inside, you have a TSA friendly lock here. Then this handle is hold on. So let's see. Does it have one? But here it doesn't. Okay, this is one. I would say yeah, 3 settings that you have. You have rollers from, I cannot see it. Hinomoto, yeah. These are Hinomoto Japan silent run rollers that are quite common at the moment. You can see them on the Bellra bag, on the one from Air as well. There is a hex screw. I assume that you can easily detach them, and hopefully there are replacement parts. I don't know, but it's always good, a good idea if a brand offers some replacement parts. I don't know if HORIZN Studios offers that. Yeah, but that's basically the outside. I mean, that's a rolling case. Most of these, there's not much to it. What I did like on the Air, for example, speaking of features, is a stop button. So this, on Air, you actually have a button that locks the roller and it wouldn't roll away. Unfortunately, this doesn't have it. Let's open this up. And let me see that. By the way, it says lifetime warranty, German engineering, aerospace grade German polycarbonate hard shell. So I mean, it is probably a very good hard shell, but I question what it would look like if this will be scratched up. Silent high-end 360 spinner wheels, TIS-approved lock, 100% animal-friendly materials. Wow, that's never read that before, and considering Woody is right here, this is cool, but I've never, really knew that that is a thing. It's good that that is a thing, but yeah. So you open this up, you have, I mean, this is rolling luggage. There's not much to say about it. So 2 half of the side, let's open up 1 half, a mesh kind of compartment. This is the back part where, like always, you have the how you call them, the rails of the handle. So for me personally, I like to utilize this space for smaller items. I usually put like my socks or boxers in one of these kind of channels, or some shoes, and put them in here to kind of utilize the space as good as possible. I wonder, are these YKK zippers? I don't know. What kind of zippers are you? Yeah, YKK zippers, that's good. Then on the other side, basically a very empty space. Here where the logo sits, there is a little bit of a thing. Some people might be a little bit annoyed by that there is something here. I don't mind because, yeah, I probably would just keep my shirts, sweaters and stuff like that in there. Here in this pocket you have, what's this? A small little catalog of their other bags, so nothing important. And a luggage tag in the same colorway, which is really cool. I like that. I usually only use these luggage tags to put my contact information like name, an email and a phone number. I never put my address here because I kind of think if there would be an address and someone finds this bag, they know, oh, no one is at home. And I don't like to kind of advertise where I'm living. That's basically it. It's a very simple rolling case. There's always the argument, the more simpler a bag is, the less it forces you to adapt to its packing style. But I can totally see that some of you potentially would have loved some kind of zippered compartments here or there to kind of organize some smaller items so they don't kind of fly about. Also, I can totally see the argument if you utilize this as a carry-on bag and you have a personal item like a small little sling bag, you will need to put your laptop into this cabin roller. And I know that some people like to have a place maybe on the outside for their laptop to easily get to that laptop and kind of take it out when you go through the TSA check. This doesn't have that, obviously. And also, maybe if you have to put it here inside, it would have been great if there would be, I don't know, some slot where to put it. I know that is not common. Not that many rolling cases, carry-on cases have that kind of feature, but I sometimes wish they would kind of think about that. If you utilize this as a carry-on bag, sometimes you don't have a personal item and then you are kind of forced to put your laptop inside. I kind of would have wished that sometimes bag makers would think of that. But other than that, there's nothing much to say. A lot of the hair from Woody is sticking to this outer shell. So I wonder if this material is getting like statically charged a lot, and therefore all of that dust, there's a lot. It's kind of, probably you won't see it here, but let me tell you, there are a couple of dog hair and like lint from my carpet sticking to this shell. So it is statically charged and kind of pulls that hair and that lint towards this, and because this is a bright yellow color, you do see that. I don't like that much. Obviously, if you don't have dogs, that won't happen that much, but there's also some stuff from the carpet sticking to this. So yeah, that is definitely something to consider, and yeah, as I said, from a nitpicking perspective, something to keep in mind. That is, yeah, take note, that's that might be an issue for you. Then I would say go with the matte version and a different color. Overall, I would say I haven't tested this. Haven't flown with it, but I assume that once you kind of throw this around a lot in the overhead compartment, it gets a bunch of miles. There will be a lot of like scratches, and this glossy, bright colorway might get a little bit dull and will show scratches much easier than the matte version. So I would say if you go with this bag, consider one of the matte versions. I personally like bright colors, and I would hope that there are some bright colors in the matte version. I would have loved that this would be a brightish yellow. Then I probably wouldn't have mind all of the scratches. If this is a signal color, to me it always screams, okay, signal color means this is being used. This is kind of more of a like prettier color with this pastel tone, so I don't know. However, I would say the overall construction, there is nothing where I would say I criticize the construction of the zippers, the materials, how the top handle, side handles are connected. It feels all very durable, and honestly, confidence inspiring that this will hold up a lot of miles when traveling in terms of the overall construction. Again, I assume that this glossy yellow will show a lot of scratches, but some of you like patina. I like scratches on my bags and items as well, but I don't know if this will look pretty if it will be scratched up and this shiny surface will get kind of blind and dull. Don't know. So definitely something for you to consider. Yeah, that was my first impressions. I think this is a cool carry-on bag. However, I would say take a look at the ones from Air and from Bellroy that I've also done a couple of first impressions videos. I will link them in the info tab above. Also, if you still consider taking a look and maybe buying this, there will be affiliate links in the description below. With those, you won't pay more, but you will support this channel with a small kickback of that sale. And if you do so, thank you very much. And yeah, I would say maybe check out the one from Bellroy in the video up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe, helping me to get to 70,000 subscribers. Also click the like button and click the button up here to subscribe. I see you in the next video. Thank you very much.